everyone. Happy Halloween. Happy
Happy
spooky
spooky
season.
season to you all.
Yeah. So we've watched quite a lot of stuff and
Wow.
we wanted to just discuss the things we watched and we really got into it this year.
It's been busy. Yeah, I think I've watched more horror films this year than any other. So the list is pretty expansive. I'm proud.
Yeah. So
We got to share a lot with each other. So that was pretty awesome. They keep going. The month is not over.
exactly. So we're going to pull up the letterbox and just go from there. Yes,
Sam
we're
is
big
joining. Yeah.
Trick or Treat fans. If you have
Please,
not seen
please.
Trick or Treat, it's like the best Halloween film you could ever watch. It just encapsulates, right?
Encapsulates that spirit,
Yeah,
that trick or
everything you could ever
treating
want for Halloween.
feeling.
So, but yeah, that's not
What a
on our
darling.
list. We might put it on to rewatch, but we love that movie.
Feeling spooky.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through here, and then we'll get into the chat a little bit. So I hope everyone's having a spooky season that's fantastic. We did see a mystery movie on Monday that was it was like an early thing.
Holiday horror.
It's A Wonderful Knife. And we weren't really like the biggest fans of it, and we don't have to,
But-
if you guys want to know, that's fine.
A
But
couple of big stars like Justin Long.
Justin Long was great, but the
Yeah.
script wasn't the best. I will say that. So,
But it was still rated R. Slashy.
oh, it was.
slashy.
Yeah, it was. It just could have been a lot better. I think it was like an underutilized concept, and that's the saddest part.
We're gonna share the screen right now.
Yes. So we actually started off with Candyman, the original.
Oh yeah, we had to go back to the original. I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen the newest one, either of us. So this is
Yeah.
from my childhood. I just remember my older sister renting this. And yeah, I don't think I should have seen it in 1992, but had to rewatch it because I love Tony Todd.
I remember just going to like the Blockbuster or any VHS rental place, and it was always like such a scary cover. Like I think I would used to see. I don't know
Yeah.
if that was the only one. I think it was like with bees, and it was really just like
Lots
bees
of
covering
them,
him, things like that.
Yeah, things like bees coming out of his mouth. It's one of the classics of the modern era.
Yeah. So we thoroughly enjoyed that one.
It was a good start to our spooky season.
Yeah.
Just because we know we're eventually building towards watching the new one.
I think we'll do like 2 more, and then we'll go to the chat, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds
because
good.
there's definitely people in the chat, so that's
I'm
great.
so
Thank
glad
you all
to
for
be
showing
here.
up.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Hope you're having a super spooky time.
Hey.
X. So X, I thought was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was also what I heard was a must see, just because it got a sequel so fast. And
She's a star.
What's her name?
Mia Goth.
She's in everything. Think she's the new Bride of Frankenstein.
She is the new Bride of Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro has confirmed it. He's directing a new Frankenstein film, and it's perfect casting, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna have the monster.
Is it gonna be Oscar
Isaac, and then the doctor is going to be
Robert Pattinson?
No, it's somebody else. Somebody we all love.
Similar person though, right? Isn't it? It's like really close
Andrew
to
Garfield. I think.
Andrew Garfield. My apologies. No, I wouldn't consider Robert Pattinson to be similar to Andrew Garfield, but yeah. So I guess that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love this. We have not watched Pearl yet, but we're gonna be watching that this week because we want to.
Yeah, it was a big throwback.
Watch it before Maxine comes out. Loved it.
Yeah, I like how it was a huge nod to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. The Descent. So Max had seen this film a bunch of times, and I had never seen it before. I liked it. I thought the filmmaking was really special, and I think that what they did in those caves and everything, just filmmaking from a filmmaking standpoint, exquisite. I didn't like over the top love it, but I think it's because I waited too long to watch it. Like I feel like if I had seen this in 2005 or even like 10 years ago, I would have been like blown away. And it's not that I didn't like it. I gave it 3 stars because I thought like, yeah, it was a good film, but people love this though. Like
back when it was released, it was very what's Blair Witch-esque kind of vibe. And, something like that could happen in the caves, but you don't want to believe it. I was just really surprised how scared I was back when I saw it. But it wasn't as thrilling as I remember when we revisited.
And I don't know if it was a casting thing, but like there's clearly like two girls that look completely different than the other ones. But all the other girls kind of look exactly the
You
same.
couldn't tell who's
And
who.
I kept like, yeah, exactly. Like I kept thinking they all look the same. They're all blonde, super pale Australian. Or no.
Some were Australian actors, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to take place, and I think it was filmed in North Carolina or something.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying like the actors.
They were just Aussie.
I believe they were Australian. They might have been British, but I thought they were Australian. Either way, yeah. See, like people love this. People love this movie.
It's different. They don't make a lot of like hidden, scary cave movies.
Yeah. So I'm definitely, I didn't hate it or anything. I just wasn't blown away. I'm gonna go back to the chat just to see what's going on. Again, happy spooky season, everyone.
Really good to see a lot of people here.
Let's see here. Okay. Chris Quilly, thank you for stopping by. I've been seeing you in the comments quite a bit, so I hope you're having a lovely Halloween.
There's some Max Headroom glasses from the 80s going on here. Max Headroom, remember?
Damn, you two are going live at the same time as Chucky, and I have no DVR. But if you're live for more than an hour, I'll be in the chat for sure. Oh, thanks, Laren. Yeah, we're probably just gonna do an hour. But that's so sweet. You are such a supporting person of everyone in the community. So thank you very much. And we love Chucky, so
yeah,
it's like I get it. You're gonna watch Chucky or watch this. I don't blame you. So
the new series, maybe you're talking about?
Yeah. So I get it.
All right.
Please hit the like. Oh, Caveman Movies and More. Please hit the like button for these great guests. Also for the hostess with the mostest. And if we are lucky, Lando and Boba will make an appearance.
Oh, the whole Star Wars crew.
Yeah. Maybe he's referring to Bone Bridger and John? I don't know. Lando and Boba?
Our two kitties?
Oh, maybe our cats. I don't know.
We all just love when Lando and Boba Fett. I mean, they kind of visit on those Star Wars shows.
That's true. Yeah. Also wanted to wish Dave Durant Cinema a happy 35th birthday. Oh, I did not know it was his birthday. That's fantastic. Happy birthday to him.
HBD.
Nice red hair. Thank you, Emmett. I actually normally have red hair. This is just a wig that's, it's Halloween season, so I love wigs, and I think you just get away with them during this era. So, or not era, but right. This time of the season. So I have cat ears on too, but the way the camera's set, you can't really see them. But thank you very much. Hey everyone, what's up? Hey Drew, thanks for stopping by.
What'd it do?
Yeah, Trick or Treat is fantastic. They are potentially greenlighting a sequel, which they really should, because Sam is like a horror icon at this point.
So. I love that little.
So, and that came from a movie that was like direct to DVD, and it just became this like hit.
It should have been in theaters for a week.
Oh
right?
Yeah, it's like the epitome of a horror film, or like Halloween film, I'd say specifically.
How many movies about trick or treating are there? Seriously,
none.
Maybe one of the Halloween movies,
but like that
Halloween
one's
3,
perfect.
maybe.
Perfect, and it has Brian Cox from Succession in it. So
enough said.
Yeah. Hisham NCT. Hello guys. Speaking about scary, what scary movie not make you scared at all? Actually, one last night that it was really good though. We watched It Follows last night.
Good example.
And it's not. I don't think I ever felt scared, but it was like really great filmmaking.
Building.
Yeah, it's more anxiety than scary.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, was that supposed to be scary?
Wow, that one's hilarious. I love that one.
That too. We didn't even know we both were fans, but who can not love it?
I love that movie.
It's kind of perfect in its own little way.
Yeah. So thank you so much for stopping by. Have you two seen the Unnameable 1988?
Unnameable.
Oh my God, sorry. Unnameable 1988.
Are we allowed to look it up?
Yeah, we can look it up.
When we look up stuff, are we still on camera? I'm still learning about this.
No, we are. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's look it up though. Unnameable.
And we all know that film. No, never. Ugly Monster.
I'm gonna just share the screen real quick so we can, so everyone can see what we're looking at.
I see. Is that what we were doing before?
The Unnameable. I've never seen this.
Thank you for telling me about this.
Yeah.
That's when I was born, 1988.
Oh, it's an H.P. Lovecraft?
Oh, this is great.
Hell yes.
Well, it used to go right on the DVD Netflix queue, and now it's going on the Letterboxd queue.
Yeah, no, we'll absolutely watch this. That's a great,
Cool.
yeah, great suggestion.
H.P. Lovecraft. Who doesn't want that in their life?
Yeah,
Thank
totally.
you. Thank you, Hisham.
Hello. Well, that was Emmett.
That was
yes.
Emmett. Okay.
Speaking
both
about,
y'all.
oh yeah, so we already answered that one.
Emmett, thanks. That's a great question.
Favorite scary movie plot twist.
Let's see. I mean, how about the movie Scary Movie? Wasn't it Doofy all along?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I'm trying to think of twists.
Plot twist. I mean, Cube. That kind of has a little bit of a twist at the end.
Cobweb has a great twist, I think.
Which was what? The mom was a cobweb?
No, the mom and the dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no spoilers, because I know Cobweb just became available.
It's streaming on Hulu.
Yeah. I thought that was a good twist.
It was too short, so.
It was too short. That's my biggest complaint, because I wanted like another half hour of that movie. Which is not a bad thing at the end of the day. Like it's better than being like, oh, I wish this movie ended a half hour earlier. I think if you want more, then that's, still fine. Even though it was like a very abrupt ending.
Yeah, you should want more, but you're like, wait, it's over?
Yeah. Hey Vin, how's it going?
What it do? Hard copy blue.
I think you guys will like Pearl more than X. Descent is classic 2000s horror. Yeah,
I was thinking so.
Absolutely.
I want to watch Pearl, and then I want to watch Maxine, and just like think about what Ty West's whole filmography.
Yeah.
No, it's going well. I think that whole franchise is heading into like more for everybody.
Yeah. Funny. Oh, hey, fans of something.
Yo.
Rock and roll. Funny enough, I enjoyed X more than Pearl. I keep hearing so many different opinions on those. So
they seem like there's two different genres almost.
Yeah.
One seems to be a dark comedy, and one's a horror.
I think it's just like a perfect example of like how things just hit differently for different people, and it's totally fine.
That makes me even more interested.
Right. Like I think people get so too much into like, oh, you didn't like it, or why don't you think this is the best thing I've ever seen? It's like it's so subjective with people's experiences, what they're into.
I think I just heard a quote today. It was saying like movies can be 3 out of 5 and 4 out of 5, and even like 5 out of 5 for you, depending on when you see them in your life.
Yeah,
and then you like revisit them, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that way about an old movie called Imaginary Heroes, and it like just hit me at a perfect time in my life, and it was like the best thing ever. I would have given it 5 out of 5, and then you revisit it, you're like, okay, I just was the right exact age, I guess.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. There's films too, like you rewatch them and you're like, oh, well, maybe they're not that good.
Why did I like Rescuers Down Under so much?
No, well, that's a brilliant movie.
No, that's classic.
That's
Sorry,
really good.
I apologize.
That's a scary one too.
Yeah.
McCleef. What is the name? McCleef.
We don't even talk about that.
Yeah, that's the villain in Rescuers Down Under. He's horrifying.
McCleef.
Yeah. Hello, David. Thank you for joining.
David, thank you for being here.
Tales from the Shelf. Hello. Thank you so much for joining.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
So we are going to just go back to Letterboxd, and then we'll do like I think like 3 and 3 works for this type of situation.
Well, let's do it.
And we're not gonna like. There's some things on our Letterboxd that are not horror related, and not a lot, but I think we'll just pass those because you've probably already heard us talk about those before. So, here we are. Okay, cool. So the next one would be the OG Frankenstein.
I've been wanting to see this for a long time, finally, and it didn't even need the bride in it to be amazing. I'm glad they saved it for the next one.
Yeah, I keep hearing that it's fantastic. Like the second one. But the filmmaking in this one's really good. I can't believe it was done in 1931.
Yeah, that's some early stuff for being as harrowing as it was. It's pretty modern, and I loved how it wasn't like way too boring or old or weird for us to watch.
That's never the case.
I think sometimes you revisit classic like Universal stuff, and you're like, this was hyped up for what reason?
But it's a difference of era, though. Like they had never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if this was the first adaptation of Frankenstein, which I think it was, this must have blown some minds.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I can definitely see where it kind of falls
I-
flat in some aspects if you're trying to like compare it to modern stuff.
It seems like such a product at this point where, you know, you don't even know whether to call the monster or the Dr. Frankenstein. That's how confused people are.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. This one was a surprise blast.
Party.
I thought it was going to be like schlocky, but I have to tell you guys, I think I even said this on my live stream a couple weeks ago after we watched it.
It was a good time.
The people in the movie make the most logical choices ever. And that is like not expected.
True.
That's one of my biggest problems with these types of movies. You're like, oh my God, why aren't you just doing that instead? No, they all did everything correctly. And I told you my biggest issue was one of the main actors was like the worst acting I've ever seen. But everyone else is phenomenal. And the mortician, isn't that what they're called?
Yeah.
The mortician. He was
morgue.
Fantastic. Great actor.
For real.
Yeah, they don't list it like they do on IMDb. But yeah, no, this movie's super fun. So if you guys are looking for that.
Yeah, it's actually the first time they ever mentioned that they want brains and say that out loud. So that invented that trope.
It did. Yeah, everything works logically.
Fast moving.
It's super fun.
Super 80s.
There is like an insane amount of nudity in the graveyard at one point, which is like super fitting for the time. But like besides that, it doesn't have any of the other like 80s tropes of like, you know.
No, other than a punker, but that can happen.
They're all like little punk rock, and it works. It's so good.
We got sequels that we have not delved into. But
yeah, I couldn't believe how good it was. So like, we highly recommend this one. Absolutely.
I'm glad to show her that. I remember seeing it in college and just being like, this is not a Romero film at all.
Okay, now this is gonna be a hard one to talk about because I absolutely
the 90s heart throb.
I want to preface this by what you said too, where like when you watch a movie at a certain age and you love it.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Maybe if I had seen this when I was like 10 years old, I would have loved it. I thought this was one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen. Nicole Kidman was fantastic. Sandra Bullock was fantastic, but my goodness, this script was so stupid.
Could have been direct to DVD.
Yes, and I felt like there was a question that was brought up on like the Bone Bridger John Automate live stream that was like, have you ever felt pandered to? And I felt as a woman, I felt so pandered to this movie. Like it's so
what with the witches at the bottom, I just noticed.
It's so dumb. And the only people that actually do any magic is the one cop.
Yeah, the dude they imbue powers upon.
No one else does magic in this movie except for the cop who's not even
this coven or the sisters would be like Harry Pottering all over the place.
It was I get why people love it because there's a huge fan base for this movie. And you probably all saw it when you were like 10, 15. Right.
But we revisited it in 2023.
I saw it for the first time. You had seen it before.
Yeah. Sometimes you just like know it's not going to be good just by this poster.
No, I can't deal with this. I'll never watch this again. I will tell you that. And I don't blame people that love this though, because I get it.
And technically it's not a horror
film.
It's spooky.
It's spooky.
It's kind of just like a summer thriller.
The guy that did play the cop though, he was really good. Is that Stockard Channing's in it? It's Aidan Quinn. Quinn.
Love Aidan
He was really good.
Yeah.
But my goodness, never again.
That shakes the barley.
So I'm gonna go back to the chat. I'm sorry if people want to unsubscribe from me because I hate practical magic. But
she's supposed
I couldn't help myself with that. Okay, let's see here. Yes, we said hi to Tales from the Shelf.
Question?
What non-horror movie makes you scared when you were little and can't go to the bathroom?
I think that was like the trailer for Leprechaun. That gave me nightmares and messed me up.
For me, it was actually, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like there used to be a cable not pay-per-view, but it was like the thing that scrolled what told you what was on TV.
The TV Guide thing?
Yes, TV Guide. TV Guide used to have the Tales from the Crypt ad on top, so you could see everything that's playing, and then around this time of year, it would have that like skeleton thing promoting Tales from the Crypt, and I was like 3 or 4, and every time it was on, I had nightmares, and I absolutely hated that thing. Like I couldn't stand it. It freaked me out so much. Obviously, as an adult now, like I like that stuff, but I could not deal with that.
It's almost like the grotesque is what scares us both. They had really good animatronics and makeup back in the 80s and 90s. They were like, the Henson era really terrified us.
It's on Prime Video.
No way.
Yes. Oh, cool. We'll check it out.
Thank you for telling us that. We'll definitely watch it.
Hello, Tim. Thanks for stopping by.
Tim, what's up?
Favorite found footage horror film?
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is supposed to be, I was going to show you guys anyways, but I've been wanting people to watch this for a while. Saw this at a horror film fest, and it was like, 04, 05. So this is kind of before Paranormal Activity and, in the realm of Blair Witch.
You want to tell them what it's called if they can't see
in
it?
The digital era, yeah. The last horror movie. It's from Fangoria, but it's a British film. I highly recommend it.
I haven't seen it yet. He's going to be showing that.
It's almost like what if you found a guy's camcorder video footage and you're watching it,
So that's your favorite?
Yeah, it's a really good one. What about you? You like the Paranormal Activity movies?
I haven't really seen them.
Bruh. Dude,
I don't know. I feel like I have some.
Some of them. There were like 4.
I'd have to think about that one.
Right in a row.
What Scooby-Doo monster made you scared when you were a little kid?
Scooby-Doo monster.
I don't know any of them. Yeah, just the cartoon series. I wouldn't really know.
I mean,
what about you?
Nah.
No.
I can't even think of one. Dracula. That would be a good one. They made him.
Vin says Sixth Sense is a favorite twist of mine.
Perfect example.
Max, Mom was a cobweb.
The twist of the century.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
I was gonna say this is a great question. Francis, something thoughts as a filmmaker. I think if you want to get it, that one right on top. I have I think the collection of his first 2, and I'm trying to get Tracy to watch them. And I love the way he did the Halloween movies. I don't understand the hate, honestly.
I like the Halloween.
I wanted there to be a 3rd one. I love his music. I love his aesthetic. This is like some cheap thing, but still, he didn't stop after these, and much respect. I want more people to up his name, except for the abomination that was the Monsters. What happened? We kind of tiptoed around that one and decided no kids, no deal. We're not watching it. I don't understand. It's like the origins of Herman Munster or something. So I think I like him at his most gruesome, his goriest, his hardest R material, and not this kiddie fare. So love him. Thanks for asking. Next thing.
Hey Lance, watching
yo.
TV, one movie that scared me as a kid was the live action version of Scooby-Doo.
Live action. Oh yeah, there was a couple of them. Those were supposed to be R-rated. So
I don't know if I was a kid.
James Gunn was
right. No, you can.
They get them all grotesque and everything. So no wonder you were scared.
Yeah, you're gonna expand upon that. It was a James Gunn project,
right? Yeah, it was supposed to be probably R-rated, and it just went through all the changes from the studio. Warner Brothers made it like what, PG-13 or almost a PG kind of rating, and it was still had some of the elements of the old scary movie that it once was. But no, I can understand how it was like this mishmash of like terrifying and what is this? This is for kids.
We were probably a little bit older when we saw it, so it wasn't scary for us.
Like senior year, maybe.
Yeah. But I'm sure as a young child, I can totally get that.
They were well made.
Who's your favorite horror director of all time?
Oh man, I think I want to say Carpenter, maybe Lynch.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm weird. Like, I don't know.
Del Toro for you, probably.
Well, that's so tough because I also want to say like the new directors. Like I'm obsessed with Jordan Peele and Ari Aster, but I also love
the Korean filmmakers are doing some horror we like.
Oh yeah.
Like Snowpiercer and Parasite.
Oh, like Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, I like that sort of thing.
Those are more psychological thrillers, I'd say.
Yeah. Horror.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah, that's a really tough question. Thank you so much for that. No.
I mean, 'tis the season to ask that.
This is a perfect question for you.
Oh my god.
Any plans to start your own channel? Nerdy film guy.
Guy. That would be cool. I mean, I like doing this sort of thing. She has a lot more experience doing it, but I see it all behind the scenes. And yeah, who knows? Anything's possible. Great question. I'm really big fans of you. You too. So
Yes, we
I
are.
appreciate it.
We can't wait to watch your video, by the
Yeah.
way, your recap of
Love
your
that.
or maybe Huck posted.
Your
I keep seeing like
adventures.
you guys and Huck on like a lot of thumbnails, and I'm excited to watch
It's
watch
so
it.
cool seeing you
So
guys'
pumped.
faces.
Yes.
For real.
McLeach was a great Disney villain. Oh, that's who it was. That was
How do
from
you say that?
Rescuers Down Under.
McLeach?
McLeach, yeah. He
All
was
right.
so scary. Fantastic. Okay. Here we are. You can
I'm
read
dead,
this one.
everyone.
Yeah.
This is David saying, I agree with you on some of the Universal movies, Max. The Mummy with Boris Karloff didn't work for me. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I think they were just trying to like adapt as many things as they could and just call him a Universal monster and get the whole team together. But I think it worked a lot better with the Monster Squad in the 80s than it ever did with
But I
Universal.
still think you have to like take into perspective.
I might need to revisit all them
of
because
like what people watched at the movies back then.
it must have been mind blowing, and I
Yeah.
can't believe it because like
Exactly.
horror nowadays is so messed up.
Yeah, oh
It's
my God.
hard to believe that
Saw
like a
movie.
literary adaptation could be like the be all end all.
Yeah, no.
But now we just expect, like I showed her like Eden Lake, and it was like it
Oh.
just like kills you.
No.
So like I don't know, were they like being killed by that back in the day? Were they just like, oh God, that was the worst? Like I don't know, maybe.
This is a good question to ask everyone in the chat because we're gonna have some people on a panel for my happy hour next Tuesday, which is Halloween. What would be the one jigsaw saw puzzle that you would just be like, nope, I'm just gonna let
Too
them
much.
kill me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what would you just? Because the brain one and
Yeah.
the most recent one, I would never do.
Could
and
be
I've said
based
that a
on your
billion times, but there's
fears.
just no way. I would just be like, okay, no, I'm done.
Some would be like, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm done. Yeah. Why do we love zombies more than superhero movies, Western movies, and many more? I don't know. Maybe
Why
some
is
people
that
do.
trend? I mean, there's been a lot of zombie movies in the past 20 years, more than any other.
More than Westerns, but I don't know about superhero movies. I think
Uh,
superhero movies are still really popular,
yeah.
even though there's a decline.
I think
in
we like
quality.
superhero movies so much because there's like so many that still need adapted. So
Need to be adapted. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, we're waiting on him. Like Silver Surfer. I know he was in the Fantastic Four movie, but like, let's see the real version. I think it's endless. So we're just like addicted because I've been reading comics since the early 90s, and I don't think I ever want to see like any of these superhero movies stop.
I'm gonna put these two comments on, and then we're gonna go back to the hello, Mika.
Hey,
She'll be here on
what it
Tuesday.
do?
We're very excited.
Good to see
So
you,
much.
Mika.
And if Kira is watching as well, obviously we send
Hey,
love to
Kira,
both of you.
too.
Happy spooky season. Yes.
So
and
spooky.
then I had to throw this up. So yes, Eddie fell just more in love with you because
You're the
your
man.
response probably about Rob Zombie. So that's good. Yeah.
Fucking
Cool.
right.
So yeah, so we're just gonna do this again, and we're not gonna take like all night doing this again.
Nah.
We're gonna like breeze through it, just like talk about some stuff.
Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
So this is a gem. This is
Caliban's Revenge. No,
Calabar's Revenge.
She always
yes,
corrects me.
Halloween 2. So Max did not have cable growing up.
Correct.
So
5 channels.
Yeah. So he's been watching for the first time like Disney Channel original movies.
The idea of those are wild.
Yes, and he likes that. Like they weren't bad back then.
She says and I've seen they're not bad.
They're not bad. They're better than a lot of stuff I've seen recently in theaters. So
or any Transmorphers movies.
Right. So yeah, we watched the sequel to this. When I say it's better than the first one, I don't think so, but it was definitely not a bad sequel.
It was a good like adding on to it. Like, what if everybody turned normal in Halloween Town? Like, I do want to see that. It was sweet because you got to see the real actors behind the makeup. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think the whole concept of them being like, well, humans make fun of us during Halloween by wearing costumes of us. So this is like our making fun of humans. So it's like super dull, like no personality.
And even the color dropped out.
Yeah, that was great.
Not bad, man.
Not bad.
directed by Mary Lambert, and we all love her.
It was much more high concept than it needed to be, and it also has Judith Hoag still as the mom.
Crush, April
Ninja
O'Neil.
Turtles. Yeah, we love Judith Hoag.
Suck it to me.
Love it. Okay, so this was
Classic.
a rewatch for Max.
Mm-hmm.
I think I kind of saw this a long time ago.
Always on at parties.
Yeah, I loved this movie. I know that like Michael's not even in it except for like no wait
Jason.
Jason.
Time,
sorry,
Cute.
Jason. And I know he's like a baby in it, kind of. But
Baby
like
in a
I
lake.
really loved what they did here, and I felt like.
No,
yeah,
I liked how it was like kind of like the biggest twist ever. I don't know. I didn't know from the poster that that's a female that we're looking at.
Right. Let's pull it up.
That's his mama.
That's the mom. Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it, and I think that pretty much there's like one or two here and there that do things that like you wouldn't want them to do, but for the most part, I think they're pretty like logical.
Yes, I wasn't yelling at the TV too much in this.
The one girl that was like, "Oh, I need to use the restroom," and she like is like going in the middle of the rain, like a huge storm.
I know.
To find
you're
her
really
cabin.
gonna
It's
go
like,
out.
You could just pee in the
Come
woods
on,
and then
like
come
every
right back in.
normal person.
Because that couple in the end that like has that they have a fireplace, they're playing cards. I'm like, just why doesn't everyone just stay in there?
Chill, have
like
fun,
that would be
drink.
the place to hang.
Don't be like, oh, I have to go pee. I'm gonna go a mile away from the cabin.
That was dumb. Yeah, but everything else I did thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, great origin tale.
And then this one I have to talk about. I loved this movie. I
surprise.
loved this movie so much.
Cronenberg.
I know I only gave it a 4, but like that's because I to me it was a 4, but that means it's still really good. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, I was just so into
I
it.
was like, oh, I see his son's trying, but no, this was really good. I thought the trailer gave too much away, but it didn't. It really deserves a watch.
It didn't. Yeah, you're right. And you really don't know what is going to happen to Alexander Skarsgård.
Right. It's so mysterious. It reminds me of an episode of White Lotus.
Yes, it was in that vein of the elite.
A theme running through 4%, all this.
You know.
I like seeing that in all of our media nowadays. Like, look at these rich fucks.
Well, and the whole thing is he's not because he married into money, but he's a writer.
Right.
Yeah.
There was that dynamic between him and Mia Goth again.
Yeah. She's fantastic. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this except it was riveting. I loved all the trippy orgy stuff. Like it was so like 1970s horror reminiscent.
Very Suspiria and Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really fun. And horrifying, because then you're like, well, what does he actually remember?
You copy of a copy, and what are you paying
all
for?
The copies? Yeah, that
is it worth it?
Just wild.
No, it shows privilege. That was great.
Yeah. Okay, so we are back here.
Hey.
Back to the chat.
What it do?
Fans of something. There are so many great. I'm sorry, I saw fans of something just right above Mika. I apologize. Double feature podcasts. There are so many great horror directors. Agree that there are some great modern day horror directors too. Yeah, there's been so many. It's so
you were saying Jordan Peele, the Korean pack.
Here we are. What are your favorite performances in horror? I'm tempted to go with Piper Laurie in Carrie.
Oh my. Well, I would say I think you mentioned it earlier today. She was in Rose Afraid. I mean, I would.
Patty LuPone.
If I would consider that a horror film, like
no, it is.
Patty LuPone was just like riveting. I know that word is used a lot, but you were just like, oh my god, she's alive.
I don't know how they're not trying to. Like, A24 should be pushing her for a supporting actress nomination. I don't understand how they're not.
So good to see her like that. Like, I want to see it as a clip running at the Oscars.
Yeah. I mean, I would say too. I think one of the biggest Oscar snubs for me is Lupita Nyong'o in Us. I think that was like such an incredible performance, playing the duality of the two characters.
Yes.
And really channeling that voice. Like I know, like she and Jordan Peele worked a lot together to really perfect that voice. And then also in Hereditary. My goodness. I'm totally blanking on her name right now. She's in everything. She's literally in everything, and I love her. It's not Allison Janney. It's the other one.
No, the one from Love Actually. No.
No. Oh my goodness.
Whoops.
No.
Hey
Please,
Siri,
someone
who
in the
is
chat,
in
help us out
Hereditary?
here. Yeah, okay.
It stars
Toni Collette. My
Toni
goodness. The
Collette.
queen. Yeah, she's a queen.
Our queen. Sorry, Toni.
Of horror in a lot of cases. Yeah.
No.
No, I thought she was
So good.
fantastic. Yeah.
And was Hereditary ever recognized by the Academy?
No.
Boo.
But that was like the biggest upset that year that she didn't get nominated.
I still remember that to this day.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so many horror performances that have been really good recently.
Let's see. There's also yeah, I mean, I really like what Jamie Lee Curtis is doing. I don't know, what did we just see her in recently, and she was just yelling.
Well, we saw her in The Bear, that show, and she was, and I actually did
Which
not
is not
like
horror, but
I hated the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis won the Oscar last year for
Right.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, just because I thought other people should have
She's in a film this
gotten it,
year.
specifically.
Wasn't she in a film this year? And we're like, oh, she should have gotten it for this.
From The Bear.
Oh yeah, it must have been
The
the
Bear.
show. The Bear.
She should get an Emmy nomination for that. She should win that. But it was Angela Bassett from
that was a snub
from Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should have been the win. But either way, but then then we watched that season with Jamie Lee Curtis in The Bear, and she was season 2.
Just like,
I couldn't believe it.
If you're not watching The Bear,
I was like,
just
well,
watch
at least sorry.
for Jamie Lee Curtis, please.
Don't watch it just for that. But that's like
only
a
watch
pleasant
it for that.
surprise. I didn't know she could go that far, which is like what she should have. Anyway,
we digress.
We're still disappointed. But yes, Sinister is an underrated horror movie. I have not seen it. Have you?
Sinister?
Yeah.
Is that the one with the James Wan and like it's blood on the poster? Probably. And yeah, there were so many of them at that time when they were just throwing them out. I think I remember it, but I don't want to speak on it. We'll have to revisit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget even who starred in it. Hey Siri, who was in Sinister?
It stars Ethan Hawke as a struggling.
Ethan Hawke. Okay, yeah, I definitely saw
We
that.
would, yeah.
That was something from a while ago, so I'll definitely try to show it to her.
Both of you, can you name me a horror film from 1976 that I should watch? Trying hard to pick your brain. 1976 seemed pretty random.
76, I'm usually good at these movie dates. What even is that? I'm sure there's a Hammer horror film. Search that. Hammer horror film 76. Because I haven't even visited those. I think it's on this one. Yeah, we have like 8 keyboards going on here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And I can't believe there was a whole separate like UK version of monster movies going on and being remade in the 70s. Let's see. It looks like there's a whole list of them. Any from 76?
Here, I'm going to put this on share so they can see as well.
Because I think, yeah, even I myself have not seen all the Christopher Lee movies, and I think Peter Cushing was in some. Yeah, I think everyone needs to watch them, even though they didn't come out here as much. Any from 76? Maybe go to the end.
It says, yeah. Okay, so I forgive everyone's eyeballs because I have to. Here we are.
To the Devil a Daughter.
That's like the worst rated one.
The Occult. So you better watch out. That's with a grain of salt. Nah,
when was Rosemary's Baby?
Oh, that's good. That's getting close.
That feels closer.
I just know don't watch what I consider a horror film, Nashville.
That's 68. So I'm totally off. That's way much. That's 10 years 10 years older. 76. Let's star this and we'll come back to it, right?
Let's get rid of that shared chat.
No, I got it. Yep. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to that, Eddie. I apologize. We'll rack our brains.
That's a random year, but it was the bicentennial.
View with Drew says, I would never do the pendulum trap from Saw 5.
Pendulum. Man, that's throwing it back. I forget which one that was.
We said Saw 5, but yeah, I don't remember the actual. I'm the worst with the Saw movies, though. They all blended together for me.
Some 2000s.
Not a fan of Carrie. Seen it. Love it. Okay, perfect. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Yeah, we want to see that. We were
I
just at a Spirit
forgot
Halloween
that was-
earlier today.
Right? I forgot they were making that movie. Very cool.
Yeah.
No, we have not seen that. That is like, what a good idea to set it in a spirit. And we say it's celebrating its 40th anniversary, I believe.
Oh, it is. Maybe that's why they put the movie. That movie came out this year.
Mhm.
So that's fun.
That's pretty sweet.
Do you want to read the next one?
Yeah, David says, I've seen bits and pieces of the original Friday the 13th. And fun fact, the actress playing the mom, Betsy Palmer, was an up-and-coming actress in the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah, she looked like she was a veteran.
Yeah.
I love that. What a cool one. Because I think after that, isn't little Jason in a little burlap sack for a mask? And then, like, I don't even know if he has a hockey mask in the second one. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Cool stuff. Yeah, Friday the 13th part, whatever. We want to see Jason Takes Manhattan again because New York City, got to fit it in.
What horror you love but everyone hated?
I love, let's see.
I'd say Beau is Afraid for me.
Oh, I know.
But it's really just like, I mean, it's just a divisive movie and it's not like everyone hated it. So.
Nah, I love, let's see. Yeah, I think I can't even come up with something for that. I mean, I love Leprechaun in the Hood. And I guess everyone hated that. So
I guess there's movies like that though that are just
schlocky.
Yeah,
I
like
can,
they're supposed to be bad.
maybe
like
like
Troll 2.
okay, here's one. Alan Thicke in Step Monster. There you go. Everyone hated that. But I love it. I think they're called Tropopkin, and that's my username. That is definitely one of the monster movies that fell through the cracks.
I'm just going through here real quick.
Checking out the comments.
Yes, there's a lot of them. I'm just gonna throw this up real quick. Look at Max over here with his hands, so I can't see
I
the
like.
jokes.
I'm too lazy to get my phone sometimes, so just even talking to my wrist is like, hey, living in the future.
Yes, and thank you, Mika. It was Toni Collette. I can't believe I was blanking out. I don't know why I said Allison Janney. I think like they both kind of take similar roles sometimes, though.
Allison Janney, Toni Collette, both love
Oh, what John Automates, you're
Oh my
here.
God.
Aw,
them. What's
yes.
up, John?
John and I stream together all the time. I'm so happy he's here. Thank you. Midsommar is an absolute favorite for me, although Hereditary is very close as well. As much as I love Jordan Peele, those two movies put Ari just a touch above for me. Yeah, no, I
Same.
totally get that.
He's next level. I remember seeing Hereditary and be like, okay. And then showing everybody I could that Midsommar, I was just like, you guys know that horror's not usually like this, right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I love that came out that Scorsese. I'm trying to train myself to say Scorsese because I've said Scorsese my whole life.
Finally.
And I know a lot of people say Scorsese, but apparently it's 100% supposed to be Scorsese. Anyway, Scorsese said he based the pacing of Killers of the Flower Moon off of Ari Aster's Midsommar and Beau is Afraid. So I think that's pretty cool. Like I felt that because I felt that Killers of the Flower Moon was way more well paced than The Irishman was.
I
agree. Like The Irishman was very difficult
to
get through, and Killers of the Flower Moon was not.
I liked it.
So
It's a fun ride. Not fun, but it was like a ride we went on.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Is the Mummy trilogy and Van Helsing are the same universe? That's a question for you.
Let's see. I haven't seen Van Helsing, I don't believe, but if it has anything to do with mummies, yes. Brendan Fraser would approve of that too. Stamp up approval. I mean, isn't Van Helsing supposed to have every monster in it? And if it's the same studio, I believe that was a Universal picture. The answer is yes again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to go to fans of something real quick, and then we'll go back to our list. Tracy, how come you don't have monetization turned on, like super chats and whatnot? You should. Just saying. Can't imagine you don't qualify. I don't.
She doesn't have the watch hours yet.
Yeah.
So just put on her old streams, leave them playing.
Yeah,
She's so close.
I'm
guys.
so close. yeah, it's like embarrassing that I have more than enough subscribers.
Yeah,
but,
she hit the subscriber mark, but that watch hour is just there.
Yeah. So,
Thank you. That's
but it's
a
very
huge
close.
compliment to
I
her.
can't imagine that. I think by December I'll be good to go. I think. Yeah. I think there's no way. Like by December, I think I'll be fine.
It's creeping right
But
up
thank
there.
you so much, Phanto something, for looking out.
She would.
I know,
believe
we
it.
feel the same way.
Yeah, man. We love y'all.
So cool. So we'll go back to our share. Here we are. Blah 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 blah. Here we are, and we're gonna go back to the next three. Yeah. So next is Troll 2. This is not the correct poster, by the way.
Yeah, nothing like that. That
I'm gonna
looks
let
like
you take this. I'll be
it-
right back.
Yeah,
if
it
you-
looks
you
like
wanna.
they tried to do with this poster a sequel of Troll 1.
I
which
put a
was-
1. Oh, okay. I have to preface this before I leave real quick.
Oh no!
I put a 1 out of love, though. Like that's a movie that
Got
should
it.
be a
Yes,
1,
the best worst movie.
but it's so fun. Like 'cause
Mhm.
it's so. It's like the best. It's like The Room. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
Where it
Okay.
has to be
Yeah.
one of the worst in all love and respect. But yeah, this poster is clearly trying to remind us of what the first one about the family moving in to the spooky house, and there's goblins or trolls in the basement, and they're all named Harry Potter and Harry Potter Jr. Looks nothing like what this movie is, which is like some weird goblin filled some Italian nightmare. It's one of the worst movies ever, and there was that documentary famously about how it's gained cult status, and it was at festivals, and holy god, it's got some quotes in it that are pretty funny. And yeah, what can you say? I mean, I didn't know it came out in the 90s. This seems like it was filmed like the late 80s and barely made it through. The whole idea of Nilbog and the milk, and what were they thinking? I think I definitely remember getting involved with this through the Angry Video Game Nerd. So shout out to James Rolfe.
Yes, I'm back, and I just have to say the masks are ridiculous. I'm sure you touched upon that.
Oh god,
the masks
just
are so hilarious.
straight up like Halloween masks.
These things, yeah. And this
That's
one
not-
right here is the crazy
That's our
one.
favorite.
He is the one. He is our favorite for sure. He is like the oddball out of all of them, and his eyes always look like that.
Yeah, they don't move.
no,
the other
they-
ones did. This one was frozen in time. We don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong.
No, he's a mess. And also, yeah, the fact that it should have been called Goblin. I'm sure you talked about.
Right, it
Yeah,
was
because
like
they don't mention the name
Not
Troll
correlated.
ever.
Didn't have anything to do with the first production.
No. So we rewatched Saw,
Had to.
and
Saw and then Saw 10. We went right into it.
I think the genius part of this movie, and I don't care about spoilers because this movie is what, from 2004, so it's like clearly,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, no,
He saws off his leg. It's on the poster.
no, but it's not that. The genius, I think, is the fact that Jigsaw's in the room the entire movie.
He's laying there motionless, and you didn't know it
The whole
wasn't
time.
a dead
Yeah.
body. It was
Yeah,
a guy playing a prank.
brilliant. James Wan's
Up there.
I mean, I
Up there.
don't mean to like compare things, but I feel like this is in his top 3 best films he's ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Some say
goodness.
he might have not have made anything better. No, I like the guy involved with it.
Really good.
Lee Wanell. He went on to do other stuff that I enjoyed.
Fantastic. Really, really loved it.
Then he starred in it, and that's Princess Bride right there, front and center.
We're not going to talk about Princess Bride because we don't know how I feel about that. We're not going to talk about Strays because we rewatched it
Brilliant.
because it's literally just so fun to throw on all the time
It's-
because it's adorable.
Oh, we found out, side note, that The Incredible Journey, a Homeward Bound movie, is a remake.
Oh,
of an
yes.
old Disney movie.
So yes, there's an
What?
original film from the 60s called Homeward Bound.
Yeah,
And
turns out.
it's with 2 dogs and a cat. It's bizarre. It's not like the one we all grew up with, Sally Field and Michael
Yeah.
J. Isn't Michael J. Fox one of the
Yep, yep.
voices? And I forgot the third voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like aspects of that in Strays. But
Or it might have been
yeah.
called The Incredible Journey or something.
right. And on Disney Plus,
Weird.
Disney Plus has this actually really cool thing where you can search by eras and you can go back to all their 60s stuff and 50s and
Mhm.
like it's incredible. You can see
Yeah.
all the original Mickey stuff before he was even a mouse.
Oh, yeah. And Lucky, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. I had to have her watch this classic one, and it did not hold up well.
No, I could not stand. I just can't. It should not be rated R at all.
I don't know why it was.
I don't understand how this movie's rated R.
Very tame.
It's not scary. There's a lot of stuff that's very stupid in it, and it was trying to be like the Scream.
Totally trying
You
to
know,
be like
trying to
Scream.
rival Scream.
And she's like, when did this come out compared to Cruel Intentions? Because it's the same exact
It's the same cast. Yeah.
They were testing the waters.
Yeah. Cruel Intentions is fantastic, but this movie was
Boy,
just
oh boy.
not.
And yeah, we're supposed to be afraid of some guy in a rain jacket or something.
Right.
Or
We've
he's
seen quite a few
a
PG-13.
fisherman?
Right, yeah. With the hook, it never
Right.
caught on.
No, the hook is not
We've seen
scary.
quite a few PG-13 films recently that are much scarier than that,
That might have been.
and that had a rated R.
It was hardly farcical. It was just trying to straight up be a slasher, and we're like, this ain't scary.
Yeah, no. Freaky was great.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't perfect.
And we happened to literally accidentally, no joke, watch this on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it was a total accident.
We didn't know this was a Friday the 13th movie.
No.
That's what the movie's about. Did not know it. We were like, oh, Freaky Friday. You remember the Lindsay Lohan one? Yeah, we were feeling spooky. No.
It's a good balance of comedy too.
On a Friday.
And horror.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this girl we all know is in Quantumania as little Ant-Man and Wasp girl.
I think because Vince Vaughn has such a large stature that he comes off as like a typical.
when he does
you know,
girl stuff,
yeah.
so funny.
Well, that yes, but like he does still come off as like when he is the killer, like he is that.
He
like,
could be that
stature
lumbering
as, yeah,
Michael Myers, Jason type
exactly.
body. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Saw 10. I enjoyed. I loved how Jigsaw was back. I thought he was back in what? The 8th one when they called it Jigsaw. And then now it's another reboot, soft reboot. So I like it.
I liked it a lot. I felt though that the game aspect portion was a little rushed. I felt like they could have taken their time more with that and had I wouldn't have minded it to be a longer film because it wasn't
True.
You know.
And this whole thing was like a dream sequence in the beginning. It wasn't even real.
Right. Well, that was good. I liked that though. That was great.
I liked how it was just like throwing us in.
Yeah. I just think it could have been a little bit more drawn out. I wouldn't have minded for sure.
Me neither. Saw this.
This is not a horror movie, so we're not going to talk about it.
Well, check it out. It has a little cool baby that's made a robot.
Oh, yeah.
prince.
Okay. We will. Okay. We'll only say one thing. If you've seen the creator, you know what this is. The little kid, every time it's channeling something, does this. And we just think it's the funniest, cutest thing we've ever seen. So yeah. Any of critiques aside of that movie, like just like it's adorable. You should take the lead on this
totally
one. And then we're gonna go
this.
back to the chat after this.
This is one of my childhood classics. I love how both the Savage brothers are in this, and I can't believe that I own it because I think it's a boutique Blu-ray. Somebody put it out like Vestron Video. I'm glad that I got to show it to her because it legitimately scared me. And at the end, it's all about like getting boys to come into your play area and like real creepy stuff. And I can't believe they pulled it off. I think it's one of the classics that needs revisited. Howie Mandel aside. Actually, like, what if they took you into their world and wouldn't let you go back to your family?
Yeah, I
That's really
appreciate
scary.
it, but I can't watch it again. I saw it as a kid and I watched it again recently.
It's
and it's
a
just
Disney classic, or wasn't
it's
it?
just it's a hard one to get. Like, it's not hard to watch, but it's just I have no desire to watch it again anytime soon.
No worries, we own it forever.
I know. Yes, we're gonna go back to the chat real quick.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Peggy
Full
says,
screen?
oh, your dad says, love the costumes. Oh, that's so adorable. Thank you.
Hey. Hola, Peggy. Hola, Kevin.
Troll 2 looks gloriously bad. It is. It's, yeah. And then
One of the worst.
Troll 2 is hilariously bad, and the acting especially got awful. Yeah, fantastic. Saw is obviously great. Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon is a good one. Film that's the one. Okay,
Death Sentence.
I know that's the one that Nadia was raving about. I have heard Nadia rave about that movie so many times, and I know she's brought that up on your channel so many times. We have to watch it. It's like her favorite James Wan
Never
film.
even heard of it.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those movies that just felt like was under the radar.
Strange.
That yeah. So I 100% know what you're talking about. We're definitely going to watch Death Sentence at some point for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. I read The Incredible Journey Middle School and was just bawling by the end. Oh, I
Probably
know.
was that, but I mean, just the idea your pet's following you across the U.S. is like, oh.
Yeah. I know what you did last summer was a first watch recently, and damn, it was yes,
Scary Movie did it better, yeah.
yes.
Scary Movie did a lot of them better.
Oh my goodness,
For
yeah.
real?
At least Scream is good. I mean, Scream is just so much better. I mean, it's not even a competition.
No, you can't even compare them.
No, it's like apples and oranges. That one's yeah.
One's by a master of horror, Wes Craven, and the other is schlock.
Exactly. Look, we're gonna. I know we're actually still sharing, so this is fine. Skeleton Key was a film that I used to watch all the time because as a kid it was on HBO a lot, and I wanted Max to see it. I still think it holds up. I think the concept is really unique.
Set in Louisiana.
I think it's still scary and eerie. As a first-time viewer, what did you think?
I was pretty terrified. I don't know how this slipped by me. It was like it would have been the perfect time. Maybe I wasn't watching this much, like, commercial horror at that time. I was really into renting old 80s VHS. And no, she did a good job in it. Usually I'm not like rooting for her, except for like Hero. What's that movie?
Almost Famous.
Almost Famous. But no, this is a really good surprise, and it kept you going to the end.
Well, this was her follow-up to Almost Famous, and I think it just proves that she really should have, if people were guiding her.
Different trajectory.
She should have been doing more dramatic roles because she's outstanding in this movie. She really is.
I think she made it more terrifying by being believable.
This was a follow-up to Almost Famous.
Yeah.
No, she's fantastic in this movie.
For real.
Yeah, I wish we had seen her in more serious roles instead of she's great in the rom-coms, but like I think she would have done a lot.
This is where she was shown because I don't really take her seriously as an actress when she's rom-comming it.
But she's good in those. Like you have to be good.
I like how she can make me laugh, but I especially enjoyed how she made me scared.
Yes.
No joke.
No, she showed off her chops, that's for sure. Anatomy of Fall, we are not talking about, even though that could be classified as horror. We're not talking about it. It's amazing. We saw it early. It's coming out next weekend. I have a review coming out on this.
Whoa.
It's phenomenal. It's definitely gonna be an Oscar nomination. Big time. It's just brilliant.
German actress is awesome.
Yes, and it's a French film. It's fantastic.
And it's like half in English.
It is half in English. So
it's weird.
If you are a person that is weary about subtitles, this French film that probably will be on your radar because it's going to get nominated for a lot of stuff this year.
And not to me,
I'd say at least 50%, or if not, 75% is in English.
And it's like a courtroom drama. It's everything.
It's really good.
Can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this growing up. I had to show her it. It's one of the best Romero movies.
Yes, and Tom Savini did all the makeup.
Love Tom Savini. Shout out to his makeup and blood and gore and acting and everything over the years.
Yeah.
I love that man. Pittsburgh's own. This is, maybe my second favorite. I just love the original trilogy. My favorite horror film of all time is Night of the Living Dead. So this was like a cool look at what would you do if you had to hunker down. And I can't wait to show her Day of the Dead after this.
And it's very reminiscent of a film that we just watched. It's at the very end of our list, which we are getting there very shortly. We're very close. Because it is the question of, does a horror film need to technically be really scary to be good? Like Dawn of the Dead to me isn't necessarily scary, but it's really good. And obviously, like you can imagine yourself in that situation. And we will talk about that again when we get to the last film, because I had the same exact thoughts. The film is fantastic. It's not super scary, but like a really well-made film. And I don't think it necessarily has to be super scary to be a horror film. Hitchcock is not necessarily like that scary.
Correct. Like it's the idea of just imagine.
Yeah. Leave your brain to just do the work.
Imagine being in a mall. Yeah.
Yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon. We're not talking about this. That is probably the most horrific movie of all, but we're not going to talk about it because that's not spooky season.
It is.
Love it though. I can't wait to discuss this further
Lily
as the weeks go on.
Enough said.
Cobweb. I'm very excited to talk about this movie. Cobweb
Take it away.
was one of the times where I felt incredibly creeped out and uneasy and scared. Like, I mean, my goodness. First of all, Anthony Starr and Lizzie Kaplan,
Yo.
phenomenal performances in this
Oh,
movie
man,
as his parents. The kid's fantastic. The twist is great. And I would say this is probably one of my favorite films of the year. I would just, my biggest issue was the ending happens. And this is no spoilers, but the ending happens and it's like zip, it's over. Like you expect another 15 minutes,
Right?
At least, I'd say.
It's like the
And
end.
it was
I'm
like, wait, what? Like that's it? Like what? What's going on?
Mom's
Like
made of cobwebs and what?
I would have loved to have had at least 15 more minutes because I don't really even think that the last shot clarifies anything.
No.
I don't believe actually what the shot claims to say because if you watch it and you see what the kid sees, I don't think that that's actually going on. I think there is a victory, but like the last shot is kind of saying there's not, which I would have a hard time believing. Either way, fantastic filmmaking. That like the CGI in that was incredible. The way the monster looks, fantastic. So
yeah, seeing all those legs, and I'm like, oh, it can climb on the wall like a spider.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So this is
one of those
a documentary we watched.
Yeah, it was on Hulu, and
you can take the wheel on this.
It's about a guy who put on those haunted houses, but like the more intense ones where they can touch you and you have to give consent and they bind you up and treat you rough, and how he took advantage of that and how he's not a good dude. Holy moly.
Yeah, it's a big fad in the past 15 years.
Yeah, very recent, very nascent.
They still go on. I would say, I have to say though, real quick,
yeah,
I don't think that the okay, so on Letterboxd, I think the average score, well, this is my score. I think the score is not the highest, but I don't really understand why. I don't know if people just expected it. Yeah, like a lot of people are saying like 2.5.
What can you expect from a documentary? It's just,
1.
It's just telling us about this guy, so watch out.
I just think I thought it was a good documentary because I think it's a very dangerous thing that can, with someone that wants to have a lot of power and someone that feeds off of that, like literally you can create a job for yourself, and that's putting on these extreme haunted houses.
Yes. YouTube helped.
It goes too far. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a whole YouTube streaming thing.
It was first person, second person encounters, and like they just told us what they experienced. There was no like in between. This is real stories. We trust these people that were documented.
Yeah, and
they were working for him.
And he was definitely super creepy. And like, there's a lot of a lot of these houses that like they'll have you sign a waiver, but like the things that were mentioned in this waiver were like, you should literally probably have this person go to a hospital if they experience any of these things. He
was asking to like do like illegal things. Like, you're okay with that, right? It's like, you can't just consent to that. It's
and it became a phenomenon online to like be able to survive it and win $20,000. No one's ever won $20,000 from it, like because no one ever finished it. So because he gets so much joy out of it, and it's like, this is literally a serial killer not actually killing anyone.
Right. He may have killed.
So, and those are out there. Like, I get it. I totally get that whole, thing. So
this is the Mystery Monday movie we got to see.
We saw this the other night.
With the guy from Community and The Soup.
Joe McHale.
Joe McHale's in it. It's not bad, but it could definitely have been like so much better with this idea. What if you did It's a Wonderful Life, but you could have fixed it by getting rid of the killer?
Yes.
What would life be like if the killer was still around?
I have to say, so like, I'm an aspiring filmmaker. I've made stuff. I that's like what I want to do as a career. I've never felt the itch as far as like remaking something because I saw the problems so quickly than I have with this movie. Like, I would love to just remake this because great concept.
And they even had sprinkles of A Christmas Story, or not. What's the one?
Yeah, there was the Christmas Story thing.
The classic tale.
Well, there's A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol as well.
which is what It's a Wonderful Life is based off of. True. Kind of a little bit.
It's mixing all of it together.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a combination of all those. The concept's fantastic. The cast is really good. Like the acting's good. Like there's no issue with that. It's the script, and it shines so many times, and then it is like one of the weakest things. Like to the point where I was checking my watch so many times throughout the movie. I checked my watch like twice during Killers of the Flower Moon, which is 3.5
That
hours.
says a lot.
This movie was like 80 minutes. I know it says I think it says 90 minutes, and that's a lie because I remember we sat down, we watched trailers, it came out, we watched it, and it was like a 70 to 80 minute movie. Like there's
Short
no
as
way it
hell.
is a 90
We
minute
were like,
movie.
that's not legally allowed.
Yes. So I have to say, like, it's a shame this movie wasn't better.
It could have been just like that
could've been
extra
the
step,
best.
and you'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
that holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Knife. No,
it could have been so much
but
better.
it was cool to see a hybrid Halloween-esque horror Christmas movie.
Yeah, I agree. And then the final film, I loved this. This is exactly what I was talking about when we were talking about
Independent movie.
God, I made a whole thing about what was the movie we were talking about. It doesn't have to be scary to be great. Oh my God, we can't.
Say Mayovi though.
Yes, Jesus. It's over here. It's it was Dawn of the Dead, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You don't have to be too terrifying.
Yeah, it was
to
Dawn
be
of
a
the
great
Dead.
horror film.
Yeah. So just like Dawn of the Dead, that keeps you. The pacing is great. The pacing of it follows is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, that rising tension, just up and up and up, and then it lets you down, and then an up and down.
I'd love to hear your take on it, and then I'll give
Sure. I feel like it's
commentary of this.
just such a throwback to a timeless era. You don't see any technology in it except for some weird e-reader this girl is on, so you don't have to worry about cell phones, and everything seems a little bit retro, very Halloween-esque. But I feel like, the whole idea of something that won't let you go, and you have to like trick people into taking on that horror, is just a terrifying concept. I love it. I wish it got a sequel, and it's about time that it gets some recognition, over the years, because this was like filmed a long time ago, and then it had like a couple years till it was released, and I think it's in the pantheon of one of the psychological horror films that'll be a classic forever.
I agree. I think that the main actress, Micah Monroe, was brilliant. I loved the whole commentary on. We can't beat around the bush. It's like kind of about STDs,
right?
Yeah,
if you have sex with someone, they give something to you,
right? And I thought it was fantastic. There's so much more involved with it too, though. Like that's like a very based type of
based,
not based, but like that's a very minimal
that doesn't do it justice.
Commentary on it. But I think the direction was phenomenal. The cinematography was phenomenal.
Very dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Very dynamic.
So much panning.
You felt so in this girl's head the whole time. Yeah, I don't think there's much more I can say about the score. Oh, the score we loved because it was so super. It sounded like the Duffer Brothers from Stranger Things. Which apparently this movie came out the year before Stranger Things premiered. So clearly everyone was into that synthy 80s era.
Yes.
But yeah, fantastic. I can't believe I hadn't seen it till now.
Yeah.
So yeah, a horror movie or a spooky movie doesn't need to be like technically scary to have an impact. And I thought it was just brilliant.
Yeah, the power of holding a shot.
And that's why I give it 4.5 stars.
Get back to this chat.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the chat, and then we're gonna call it a spooky spooky night. I think we will. Let's see here. Yeah. We left fans something on the whole time. That's fine.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
All right.
Okay. Yes, we do want to see Spirit, the Halloween movie. Oh wait, here we go. No. I'm so sorry. Yes, we're getting lost in the chat.
Being here for real. So nice to see you.
I prefer the Dawn of the Dead remake. That's Zack Snyder, right?
Zack Snyder. Oh yeah, he made him run in.
Yeah,
that was really terrifying to see. I feel like that influenced the video game Dead Island and that awesome trailer of the backwards footage of the zombie family. Okay.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead remake was well done in my opinion. Yeah, we love Zack Snyder.
Didn't that start his career? Like, wasn't that when they were like, come on, Snidey?
And I want to preface this, that's like, we love Zack Snyder as a person. We understand that like some of his films aren't hits, but like some of his films are hits, and when they hit so well. So
Owls of Ga'Hoole.
no, not that
It
one.
hits
We have
so
not seen that
well.
one.
Guardians. What
Can you
was that?
explain what Owls of Ga'Hoole is
Some
real
weird
quick, just so I know what that is?
CGI nightmare movie. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make this for my kids," and it's like, you terrified a whole nation.
Oh my!
We don't know where it came from. We don't know what it
Owls of
is.
Ga'Hoole. Yeah, no.
You made that up, sir.
No, we are on the same page though.
Stricken from the record.
Cobweb. Apparently, if you're neglected enough, you develop superhuman speed and crawling powers.
Ooh. Great
Yeah, I
take.
know. I
Great
mean,
take.
it is. I mean, it's. I don't have an issue with that. I think.
Well, it's like that Shyamalan movie. Like he can crawl up the walls because he's so strong. Like
Which one?
Split.
Oh, Split. Yeah.
We're supposed to believe you can develop superhuman powers that are like beyond anything we can comprehend.
Yeah.
Crawling, especially. Defying the laws of physics.
Cowboy was one of our favorite horror movies of 2023. Lots of twists and turns. The third act is pretty wild. Will be a spooky staple going forward. Yeah, like it was.
I think so.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you guys like when it ended, if you were like, we just wanted a little more, because that's literally our only complaint. Like it's
Yeah.
not even a like.
It sounds
We
stupid to
loved
be like,
it,
come on,
you
sequel,
know?
but like maybe
Yeah.
like director's cut or unrated
Just
cut.
I felt like it could have been like just a little bit of a comfortingness
Prologue
of
or-
because I
They were
just
like,
don't.
and done.
Okay, apparently everyone in here saw Cobweb. I just don't think that he's gonna have to live his whole life with that sister in his brain, like being like, "Oh, I'm here all the time." Like, I don't think so. I think he defeated her to a
That's what
certain
I got,
extent.
yeah.
So I don't know if that's maybe his psychological stuff he has to get rid of, because now he has to deal with the fact that he's had a sister that he never grieved. That's like literally was, you know what I mean? So there's a lot there. I just would have loved a little bit more of a wrap up, but I totally agree with you. I thought it was fantastic filmmaking.
Same.
Yes, we do want to see it. Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
It's on our radar.
We do.
Oh yeah, Hulu. I was like, oh, that's a new movie, but just because it doesn't come out in theaters doesn't mean you don't have to watch it.
It is very disturbing. Yeah.
Let's see. It Follows. Modern classic. True. That's great. 2 words. Modern classic.
Yep.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
Luke's
hey.
here.
Hi,
Luke just
Luke.
celebrated his 500 subscribers. So
Catch
congratulations.
us on a replay of that.
Yeah. It Follows is one of our favorite modern day horror films. Great cast, story, and atmosphere. Big fans of Micah Monroe. Yeah, she did a fantastic job.
Micah, and we just found out she was in an earlier movie called The Visitor, or what is it called?
I don't know. Actually,
It's a guy who comes and like we watched the trailer for it, and it's like, oh, she was in a movie just before that, and he's taking over the family and taking his shirt off in front of them. I think it's called The Visitor.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sexually transmitted haunting. Yes, that's exactly what that movie was. Yeah.
That's a great trip take.
An STD that stalks and kills you.
Oh my god, it's true, in the flesh, and it's like slowly coming.
Yeah, I did like that walking. Like he was like
very zombie-esque.
Because you think like, oh yeah, like if it's gonna walk and I can drive, of course. And it's like, nope. But like if you fall asleep for 2 seconds, oh, it's there, it made it.
That is the most terrifying thought of all.
Yes, we are wrapping it up. I promise everyone. Yeah, everyone's
The Owls
definitely.
movie.
I haven't seen a bit of that Owls movie since the trailer was on Nickelodeon. Oh my god, yes, it was on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
Absolutely,
my
that trailer
lordy.
was on Nickelodeon.
Evil, pure
I
evil.
absolutely remember that. Yeah. Thanks, Tracy and Max. Have a great night, everyone. Happy Halloween. Yes, happy Halloween. Thank you so much, everyone. I think we're gonna call it there. We did go through everything that we've seen so far. We have, I don't know, like 6 more days
and
of
we
stuff
are
we can
gonna
watch.
fit them in.
We will. And we had so many great recommendations from everyone here.
Yeah,
we want to thank everyone for showing up. Anything you want to say?
From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate seeing
you
all
starting
you
your own
guys.
channel soon?
Yeah, an early film, dude. I would love to see that. It was a real treat to be here. I hope you guys are keeping it spooky. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, anytime. And thank you again, everyone here. You can actually see me tomorrow at 11. Well, I don't join at 11:30 with Bonebridger and John Automates. I will be there around 12:30 for our live stream every Thursday. ISO Cubes discussing pop culture news, and I will have a review of Anatomy of a Fall coming out this week. So, but other than that, thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Bye.